All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're taking a completely absurd, really fast-paced road trip into the utter chaos and staggering math of the human body. I mean, we walk around every single day in these absolute marvels of biological engineering, right? But if you actually peek under the hood of your personal meat suit, you quickly realize it's a whole lot weirder in there than you ever thought. From literally deleting mental trash to practicing breathing in the womb, your body is pulling off some utterly ridiculous stunts while you're just sitting there. So let's just jump right in, shall we?
We're going to kick things off right at the top of your face. You've definitely heard this creepy little myth. You look at a baby, they look like a cute, terrified little alien, and someone inevitably leans in and whispers, you're born with your eyeballs fully grown. It kind of perfectly explains why babies always look so perpetually shocked, but is it actually true?
Yeah, nope. That myth is completely busted. A newborn's eye is actually about 16.5 millimeters long, but an adult's eyeball has stretched out to about 24 millimeters. Babies just look like they have those disproportionately massive, huge anime eyes because the rest of their tiny little head is just so small. Your eyes actually go through a massive growth spurt during your first 2 years, and then another one right around puberty. So thankfully, no, you are not currently walking around with baby eyeballs.
Okay, so moving inwards from those squishy eyeballs to the incredibly rigid, bony house they live in, the skull. When you picture a human skull, you probably just picture a single, solid piece of bone, right? Like some sort of biological motorcycle helmet built to protect your brain.
Well, actually, scratch that. It is far from one solid piece. The reality is that your skull is a bizarre 22-piece biological jigsaw puzzle. You've got 8 cranial bones surrounding the brain and 14 facial bones making up the front. Now, when you're a baby, these are somewhat separated, but as you grow, they actually fuse together at these highly specialized joints called sutures. Your head is quite literally stitched together like Frankenstein's monster, locking all 22 pieces in place so your brain doesn't just jiggle out when you sneeze.
And within that crazy 22-piece puzzle, there's one bone that is just incredibly strange. It's called the sphenoid bone. It sits right in the middle of the base of your skull, and if you extract it, it doesn't look like tough structural head armor at all. It literally looks like a delicate, beautiful little butterfly just jammed right behind your face. It's got lesser wings, greater wings, the whole shebang. It's basically the secret butterfly holding your face together.
So we've got the eyes, we've built the jigsaw puzzle skull around them. Now let's head inside that bony vault to the brain. Have you ever woken up from just the most epic, blockbuster, cinematic dream of your life? Like, maybe you are flying a spaceship or fighting a dragon, and then 10 seconds later, it just vanishes. Poof, totally gone. It is so relatable and honestly incredibly frustrating. But why does that even happen?
Well, enter the brain's night shift cleaning crew. Researchers recently looked into a highly specific group of cells deep inside the brain called MCH neurons. Now, we already knew these cells hang out in the hypothalamus to stimulate your appetite, but it turns out they are also wildly active during REM sleep, which is exactly the phase where the vast majority of our dreaming happens.
And this is where it gets mind-blowing. Your brain has a literal biological delete button. Researchers found that when they turn these MCH neurons on during REM sleep, memory retention actually worsened. But when they turned them off, memories improved. What this tells us is that during dream sleep, these cells are actively preventing the contents of your dream from being stored in your hippocampus. They are taking out the mental trash, pruning away all that unimportant info. You don't forget your dreams because your memory is bad. You forget them because your brain is actively working to make you forget them. It just decided that fighting that dragon wasn't exactly relevant for your morning commute.
Moving downwards from our memory-deleting brain, let's stop at the chest and talk about this massive number, 2,000. Any guesses what that is? That's the staggering volume, in gallons, of air that an average adult consumes every single day. 2,000 gallons! You are just sitting there, completely unconsciously, hoovering thousands of gallons of invisible gas through your face daily.
But here's the kicker. Out of those 2,000 gallons, your body doesn't even use all of it. Our lungs act as this massive filtration system. The air we breathe in is about 20% oxygen, and the air we breathe out is about 15%. So do the math, and in every single breath, we're really only consuming about 5% of that volume. Your body is basically extracting roughly 100 gallons of pure oxygen daily just to keep your biological engine from stalling out.
And what's really funny is how eager your body is to get this breathing machinery started. Sometimes, long before a baby is even born, the developing brain gets a little antsy. It actually starts sending contraction signals to the diaphragm while the baby is still floating inside the fluid-filled womb. Obviously, there's absolutely no air in there, so these eager practice rounds just result in the unborn baby getting a case of fetal hiccups. They are literally in there practicing breathing underwater.
Finally, let's zoom out to the entire body to deliver the absolute most staggering, absurd statistic of our whole road trip. 60,000. That is the number of miles of blood vessels tangled up inside you right now. Just sit with that for a second. The circumference of the Earth is about 25,000 miles. You have enough internal plumbing squeezed inside your meat suit to wrap around the entire planet more than twice. No way, right? But it's true.
Let's quickly run through how this 60,000-mile highway system actually works, because it's a perfectly closed loop. You've got your arteries, those are the strong muscular pipes rocketing that fresh oxygen away from your heart. You've got your veins, the return pipes sending the depleted blood back, and connecting them all are billions of capillaries, these microscopic transfer stations where the actual swapping of nutrients and waste happens. It is a non-stop, high-speed, logistical network that makes modern supply chains look like a complete joke.
So, as we wrap up our anatomical road trip, I want to leave you with this thought. Just how much crazy, chaotic machinery is running inside you right at this very second. While you're just sitting there watching this explainer, your butterfly bone is holding your face on, your lungs are churning through a 2,000-gallon air quota, 60,000 miles of highway are delivering snacks to your toes, and tonight, your brain is going to literally delete your dreams just to save some hard drive space. You are a ridiculous, beautifully complex machine, and honestly, you should be absolutely in awe of yourself. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.